Welcome again to Dave Downie's Fly Fishing World YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tie a Duracell, and it's not the original Duracell, it's slightly different, but it does all the same and it works for me. So what we've got in the vise is a size 12 jig hook. Picking hooks, it's your own personal preference. This is a Skalka one. I like it because of the upturn point, but I also like the Dohikus. The fully milled ones are okay, but Dohikus and Skalka is mostly what I use. So we've got a 3.3mm tungsten bead silver. Now it's Bidoz. I do believe in using quality beads. A lot of the beads in the market are lightweight, to say the least. A lot of them are half the weight of these beads. Bidoz have always been renowned as some of the best beads in the world. Same again, personal preference, so it's really your own choice. So we'll start off with using Uni-Thread 6.0 black. On the smaller ones I'll step down to 14.0 and I'll use the sheer wisp. So I'll just wind the thread down to the point. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to tie in the rib, which is soft wire, medium red. Medium or small, you know, it's up to yourself. On a hook size then I would probably use small and below a 12, and a 10 and a 12 I'll use a medium. So I'll just tie the wire rib in. I do like the Uni-Wire because it does tend to keep its colour. Now for the tail, what we're going to use is some Coq-De-Leon. So that's a medium Padro. Just take, I don't know, about that much, 8 fibres. Don't think it really matters. Tie the tail in. And just cut that off just above there. And just keep going, wind it up, take it back down. You're always looking for that sort of tapered shape. And back up again. And back down. With more open turns as you go back. Okay, now we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to do the body. Now the original one was done using Hareline UV dubbing, and it was brown. The Siman ice dubbing's just the same stuff. I actually sell this stuff because it's easier to get a hold of than the Hareline stuff. You get a lot in the packet. When you actually hold it up to the light, if you hold it up to daylight, you'll see it's almost olive. There's no need to use any dubbing waxes with this stuff because obviously it's synthetic, so it does grip to the thread pretty well. I had a few fish on this in Colorado as well when I was over there fishing the America's Cup. So same again as in my other videos, hold it down, push, and you'll see it getting thicker as we go up. All I'm doing is tying it tighter. Okay, just keep going. Now a wee bit of dubbing, then push, and I want another little bit. And the main qualities of this pattern is that it changes colour. This dubbing becomes super bright with the UV in it when it hits the water. So once we've done that, just run the wire rib up. Okay. It's already starting to look quite buggy, and tie it in. Now the original fly was Craig McDonald's pattern. You know, it was named after him as well because, you know, he runs about the river like a lunatic, and that's why we called him Duracell. But you know, as I said, I've tied it the way I like to tie it. The original one's tied with a dubbing loop with a CDC Hackle, but I just tie it in and then hackle it. So get a decent sized feather. Now if I'm going to use smaller feathers, I'm going to use 2 feathers for it, but this one's quite a long feather, it's almost an inch and a bit long, so there's enough fibres there to do the job. And get your hackle pliers, catch it in, and then just wind the hackle on. And obviously the CDC, when it's in the water, traps some of the air bubbles and stuff, so that also helps with the fish. But this is one of the favourites for some of my pals over in Czech Republic when they fish the guided trips I run. Now CDC is quite long there, so I'll tend to pull it up and I'll just rip it a little bit just to shorten it so it's more in length with the rest of the body. Okay, so there we go. Alright, and then obviously we've got this gap at the front, so just tidy that up a little bit. And all we want is another bit of dubbing in front of that. You could maybe put a different colour of dubbing, like a little orange collar or something, but I just use the same dubbing. So just tie that in, and then clip finish. There's also general rule of thumb, people think you need to use a slotted bead on a jig hook. I don't see the point. It's a lighter bead because it's got a slot in it. And the only reason the slotted beads were brought out was to actually, so they could be put over the barbed hooks and brought back off again quite easily. So, you know, the Duracell